Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Cosmo Muse Tarot and my usual Monday Monday reading. Trying to reorient myself. I know that I've been putting up regular readings because I did a whole bunch at once, but for me, I actually haven't done readings in a couple of weeks. I'm getting used to this, so sorry about that. Monday reading. This Monday's reading is going to focus on gaining some insight and guidance around a big decision you're needing to make. You may already have a sense of this, like, oh yeah, there is a big decision that's been on my mind. I feel like I'm stepping into that finally. Or you may not have a sense of a big decision that is coming up for you, but maybe this reading will help you to identify like a decision you should be making, or it could be more premonitory, kind of giving you insight into a decision that might be coming up for you. So it's inspired by a couple of things in my own life. There is a decision that has been weighing on me literally for, I would say 2 years at least, that I've kind of been in a little bit of a freeze and a confusion of like what to do about a certain thing in my life, and how to move it forward or leave it behind, or what, so many questions that I just kind of went into paralysis around what to do with it. And finally, that decision kind of came to a head for me in the last month or so. And then there were also some things that weren't necessarily weighing on me, but it just felt like there were some big decisions that kind of like clarity to make some big decisions that I think were needing to be made in my life. So kind of centering on that, it to me feels like it's a little bit in the air. I know it's definitely present for me, but when I'm doing this reading and when these decisions sort of like really came to a head for me, and when this will come out is astrologically in Cancer season. And it's a season about going within and really tapping into your soul and getting into alignment with what you need and what your boundaries are, and what feels right to you, not what looks right, but what feels right to you. And it's a water sign. Cancer season is a water energy, and it can be very sort of bring up a lot of emotions. But sometimes when we kind of purge some emotions, that's where we find our clarity, and that's where that then clarity taps us more deeply into our intuition and this sense that we really need to respect our intuition more, trust it more, listen to it more. I'm just feeling like that emotional releases, intuitive connection, soul connection is just pretty strong this year. And I know there are other people around me that are also making some pretty big decisions right now. So yeah, it just seems in the air, and it feels like there is definitely like a Cancer or intuitive link to this. So I'm going to pick 3 piles, and you are welcome to, if you already have a sense that like I have a couple of big decisions, feel free to pick multiple piles, like a pile for each of those decisions. Or you may feel like I'm just really drawn to whichever pile, and I think it's going to talk to both of those or all of those decisions, whatever works for you. If you're just like, I'm not feeling this sense of some big decision in my life right now, you could, come back in a couple of days or a week. I do have the sense that, especially if you're coming to this reading when I put it out in Cancer season, that the ebb and flow of emotion that we feel and intuitive connection we make during Cancer season will likely bring some kind of decision to your surface. You may be coming to this reading at a totally different time, but I do feel the sense of a lot of Cancer energy tied to this reading. So my sense is that if you come here at a totally different time, there's probably something going on in your own chart around Cancer placements or in the transits or, you know, something like that. Or if with the moon, something with the moon could be happening for you. So let's get the 3 piles out and we will get into your readings after that. So pile 1. Pile 2, and pile 3. And I am going to place some stones on these, some crystals on these to help differentiate a little bit, since I'm not flipping them over. Will help you tap into the energy of each pile just a little bit more. Okay, so pile 1, we have a dendritic jasper. I kind of like this more creamy side. Pile 2, we have, oh my goodness, not sunstone, this is citrine. We have a citrine palm stone. And then pile 3, we have blue orca agate. So feel free to pause here and take some time filling into these 3 piles and into which one or ones align for you. And I will see you guys in your readings. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading where we're going to get some guidance around a decision that's needing to be made in your life. You may use this reading to help you to see a decision that needs to be made, or you may already kind of have a grasp on what that decision is. However that works for you is fine. So this card that was paired with your stone is going to kind of hold the theme of what this decision relates to. It may tap into something under the surface, under like the root of where this decision why this decision is coming up, or why you need to make a decision. It may bring up some things that are a little unconscious, but it will hold sort of the resonance of like what this decision ultimately under the surface of it all is about for you. Okay, so let's put your stone over to the side and see what this has to do with. So intuition, and if you watched the whole of my intro, that was an important word that came out a lot. So decision. Let's see what the bottom here says though. The energy of intuition supports our ability to conceive the subtle language of the realms beyond the 3-dimensional reality. Yes, totally. Is there something your intuition is telling you that you're questioning? That you're like trying to use logic or reason, or feeling nervous about what your intuition is saying, or feeling guilty about what your intuition is saying, or feeling some imposter syndrome around what your intuition is saying, or, you know, like what are all the things that are getting in the way of you trusting your intuition right now? What are those layers? There is some subtle language going on around you that you are picking up on accurately. And something about this decision it's interesting because I was hoping this card would tell us a little bit about what the decision pertains to, but my sense is this is talking a lot about like you just needing to trust yourself a lot more than you are right now, and that your intuition is accurate, your intuition is on point. Don't sleep on your intuition, like allow it, even if that unearths a little bit of drama or tumultuousness or emotions you're uncomfortable with. It's like there's something really accurate here that you need to listen to and trust that's coming through for you. Okay, let's go into, I wanted to get some guidance from the Priestesses of Light about what kind of help is around you. And specifically for this, what kind of guidance is around you, spiritually speaking, that's trying to help you to plug into your intuition. So I do feel this, whoever's come to this group, it must be that there's like a lot of different kinds of questions or decisions needing to be made. So this is a little bit more about guidance, about trusting yourself with a decision. I'm not feeling like we're tapping deeply into the theme of what your decision has to do with, other than like it's time to trust yourself and your intuition is accurate. So let's see what kind of spiritual guidance is wanting to help you to see that, understand that. Opening heart, deep connections, water blessings. Okay, so pay attention to downloads, information, messages, things that are around you are trying to help you to connect to your heart and to open your heart, which would be a big deal of like if there's some fear around tapping into your heart, if you're trying to protect your heart, if your heart's walled off in some way, that makes it doubly difficult to trust your intuition too. There's definitely like a link to those, right? So something spiritually is trying to help you to connect into your heart, to open it. My sense here is like, don't force that though. Just pay attention and be aware to the things coming in to help support you, to help you to feel safe to do so. But don't push your heart open until you feel safe, right? But work on finding ways to feel safe. Work on creating safe scenarios around you in order to feel courageous enough to open your heart and like it's the right time. You know, like if we actively create safe scenarios around us, when you do open your heart, you're much more protected and, you know, there can be this thing where like you open it too soon, like you haven't healed from something and you open it too soon. So that's what I'm trying to say here is just like really also listen to your intuition about when it's time to open your heart. Maybe there's something that you need to express, and it's like use your intuition to know when that is right. That actually does feel more poignant, like kind of pinpointing something about your decision. The way this Priestess of Light, her gesture is, it does feel like an expression. There's something you're needing to either express into the world or express to somebody else. And it's saying like, trust your intuition on timing with that. Trust your intuition on when it's right to do that for you, when you feel safe to do that, when you feel your heart is in the right place and your heart is safe to be open. That's when it's safe to express something into the world that's needing to be expressed, or express to another that's needing to be expressed. So a lot of like dimensions around intuition here. Trusting intuition about your decision, but also trusting intuition about timing and when it feels safe to you and right to you, and really listening to when your heart is open, but also, you know, just pay attention to spiritual guidance around you is trying to help create safety for the heart opening. Okay, so let's look at something that you could expect once you are to that place of feeling safe to have your heart open and able to express what will come from that flow. It will move something. This will create movement. It will create flow. Just the context of what I'm reading here, it does feel also like moving something out of you that's been stuck, right? But also creating movement for something, whatever your decision pertains to. Not only will you move something that you've needed to move out of you, like energetically or emotionally, but whatever your decision revolves around, there will also now be movement and flow and energy and forward trajectory around whatever that is in itself. Okay, let's get an inner child card. We want to see what kind of lesson this decision is going to bring into your life. Sometimes those lessons can start out as a challenge but end up as a gift. Sometimes it's less of a challenge, like a gift either way, but sometimes, lessons start out in challenges. Sometimes they're just positive overall. We'll just see what comes out. A time to remember. Look back on your childhood. Okay. So, that's interesting in relation to these other cards. I do think there's something here about remembering the way in which you used to trust your intuition, when that was like second nature to you. I think when we're young, there aren't as many, battle wounds we've accrued in life, and it's a little easier to express ourselves, to trust our intuition, to be a little bit more connected to what we need, right? And so I think there's something urging you to look back and remember a way in which you used to trust your intuition that has maybe been missing for a while, or that you're being urged to remember and reconnect with. So yeah, the lesson here is, and like the gift that's going to come through from the lesson is like reconnecting to a more pure, easy, instinctual way of trusting your intuition that's just natural, that doesn't have so many questions and barriers and blockades around it. And just being able to get back to just like a more pure place with your intuitive sense and with your heart. Yeah, really interesting. Very powerful message. And I actually do like that it's vague around what the actual decision is, because it feels like this could be guidance for probably anyone, especially any adult. When it comes to making, like a big decision, right? So I do, and that exactly is why I think and feel that there's maybe a lot of people picked this file. So there's a lot of, a variety of types of questions and types of people and, types of scenarios coming here. I know it's the first pile I've read, but I kind of already have this sense that this was the pile most people chose. Okay, let's do some tarot to just add on a little context to everything. Let's see, push that up a little. Okay. I'm going to push my tarot cards a little further over since I can't get my inner child card up very high. So Queen of Swords. Let's see, let's get a few out first and then I'll tune into these. Four of Wands. Page of Pentacles. Nine of Cups. I'd like to try and get one more out. I might have to figure out a better way to do the cards, or I don't know, it's okay if there's overlap. And then the Fool. Oh, interesting. The Fool. All right. Okay, let me look at these. Hold on, we've got two court cards, but the Fool is a person, it's calling out like an archetype as well. So there's kind of like almost like three archetypes in here. Page of Pentacles and the Fool could be sort of in a way the same thing, but the page just giving more context to the style of Fool we have. I'm going to come back to that, but I want to start with the Queen of Swords. To me, this is saying like you are a lot, like this is guidance from Spirit talking about more adding on to trusting your intuition stuff that we've already talked about. Specifically, why you should trust your intuition right now is like you are very, like whatever your mind is thinking about and organizing is very clear and very sharp and very on point. Like your mind is accurate right now. It's very reasoned, it's very fair. That felt interesting to say. Fair felt charged for me. You are being very fair about something, so trust that. There's something getting in the way of trusting your intuition, which is blocking you from opening your heart around whether or not you should feel like your mind has grasped a situation or grasped what to do or grasped the steps you need to take a decision forward. It's like you do know, you're very clear, you need to trust your mind right now. It is very accurate as well as nourished. Your mind is coming from a very nourished place and a very accurate place. So please, please, please trust that your mind is right on with things. And then Four of Wands, I think that whatever you end up expressing in relation to this decision is going to end up being something that you can celebrate. It's going to bring I don't know how else to say this, what I feel, other than just like blessings your way. Like it will it's like this expression is opening, in how the Four of Wands is feeling to me in relation to the Page of Pentacles and the Fool is it's opening up doors for you that should be celebrated, that you've built some kind of foundations in your life that have allowed doors to be open to you, or that have allowed doors to be accessible that you can open. I do think there's something here of like, because of that feeling of like you're needing to express something, it's doors that you can open, but that's part of your decision. You have to decide to open those doors. They won't just, I don't know, maybe they'll land on you, but I do think there's something you have to express first. And then you can open the door, or then the door will open for you, whatever it is. But so, you have solid foundations for whatever you're thinking about opening. You deserve whatever you're thinking about making a decision around, moving forward with. You deserve it. And it will bring celebration. And then with the Nine of Cups, there is some wish fulfillment here. Yes, there is with the Fool and Page of Pentacles, there is some naivety here. There is some there are new beginnings for sure going on. For some of this could have to do with work or career or a financial decision. And yeah, there are some learning curves ahead, but also a lot of wish fulfillment and beauty, and it feels accurate, like things are accurate for this. yes, there will be things to learn along the way in making this decision and pushing a door open, or making a move that would open a door for you. But like, it feels pleasure. Like, look at that 9 of Cups. Like, there's something pleasurable here too. You have the right foundations with the 4 of Wands. You have the right mind with the Queen of Swords. And it will bring like pleasure and stuff that wishes are made of. And yes, there will be things to learn along the way, but you still feel comfortable to me in it all. Like it's something's easy here. So yeah, very interesting. I hope that was insightful. I'm going to pull one more just affirmation card for you guys. You know, especially if you do have an idea of what your decision is about. Hopefully that was insightful. If you didn't really have a decision and just wanted to see what came out here, hopefully that brought some insights to you that maybe made you recognize a decision you should be making. Yeah, but let's see what affirmation Spirit wants to leave you with. Oh, that one popped right out. Selenite, spiritual awakening. I am a spiritual warrior of the light. Spiritual awakening. Yes, spiritual awakening to trusting your intuition, spiritual awakening to creating space to feel safe, to open your heart and express your heart. Spiritual awakening to some kind of new door being opened, and to a certain confidence in your mind and foundations you've already created. It feels, I don't know, spiritual awakening feels like just that, an awakening, like awakening to magic you already possess that you can now take forward in life in a new way. That's what it feels like. Okay, I hope this resonated. If so, I always appreciate support with likes, shares, and subscribes. Always grateful for kind and thoughtful comments as well. And just thank you for being here, though. I love reading, so thanks for letting me do so, and wishing you all a beautiful day and good luck with whatever decision this resonated with for you. All right, see you guys. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading about some guidance pertaining to some kind of decision you need to make. You're welcome to come here even if you don't know what that decision is. This may highlight what that is for you, or maybe you're getting pre-information for a decision upcoming. But for many of you, you may know a decision you're already kind of like, that's right on the cusp for you, or that you're already kind of taking action on. And I have to say that I'm already feeling like an eagerness. Your citrine stone is bubbling to me. Like there's already an eagerness here. So we are going to turn over your initial card, which my intention for this initial card was to show the theme around what this decision is about, like even on a unconscious level, like at the roots of this decision, what is it actually about? In the first pile, it went a little different than I thought, so we'll see what happens here, but let's see this first card anyway. Time, okay. And underneath it says, the energy of time supports our understanding of the relativity of time and our capacity to be present in the moment. Ooh, that definitely connects to how I was feeling, some energy coming off your stone of an eagerness. And I feel like this is confirming something like the time is right. And I think you already know that. And maybe this is going to be a reading just like confirmation and maybe a little extra guidance. But I feel like those who have come here, it's sort of like you already feel the eagerness. I feel like you're already making the decision or moving something forward, but this is confirming like the time is right. The time is right now. Be present, be aware, be in the moment. It feels exciting, whatever that is. All right, so I don't know, your guys' reading may go a little quicker. We'll see what happens, but I'm already just like, that was clear and to the point. Okay, so we're going to get a Priestess of Light for you to show kind of like what spiritual guidance is around you, trying to help you with this decision, that you can tune into a little more. Oh, interesting. Healing the heart, power of self-love. Interesting. Yeah, what's been holding you back from feeling like you have worth? What's been holding you back in terms of feeling like, for some of you, I don't know why this is coming forward, but like your voice matters. That might just be for a few of you, but that's definitely coming through strong, like your voice matters. But yeah, all around there's some kind of thing coming through of like Spirit's trying to help you to see what you're worthy of and that you are worthy of, and tapping into a way to see yourself more accurately so you can appreciate yourself more, and so that you can receive more appreciation. If you can't see and understand your value and your beauty, it's hard to receive that back, right? So Spirit is trying to help you to better appreciate yourself and better love yourself so that you can receive that back. Something about that's important to your decision, or some decision you're making is like you need to love yourself so that you can receive that in return. And I don't know, like voice came through strong. That's for some of you, and appreciating yourself came through strong, and that's for some of you. Those were the two words that really kind of had charge to them. How are you not appreciating who you are, hence unable to receive appreciation in return, or even see appreciation? But Spirit's really trying to help you with this. A little bit more about that. Let's get a Sacred Destiny card, like what would come. I'm going to say what will come. I feel like the train has left the station on this already. I think you're in motion with this. I think you're already getting it. So like what's going to come of you finding that greater self-love? All of a sudden, power also stood out. Power. What power are you going to receive by honoring more self-love? Embracing. Yes. In this context, this reads as embracing for a flood of something coming your way. It's like, get ready. Take the last moments you need to really tap into some self-love, really do some work around feeling more empowered around how you love yourself and more power to love yourself. Because some kind of influx, right? Some sort of, it's like brace yourself for this. It's like everything's coming at once. It's like things have been dammed up and that dam is breaking, and it's like everything that's sort of been bottlenecked from reaching you is about to come like all at once. So I don't know if you've been experiencing, especially around the theme of whatever decision this is tapping into, you've kind of felt a drought of sorts. I wouldn't be surprised if there's been a bit of a drought, which would, make it hard to understand self-love in a certain scenario. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, I think you're tapping into it. My sense is like you're already in this, you're already working on it, you're already kind of finding that center, and it's like brace yourself. I don't know why I'm reading this card this way, but it's just what's coming. It's like brace yourself now, because everything that sort of has felt withheld or in a drought is like coming all at once. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, we are now going to get an inner child card, which is going to show what kind of lesson will come from the decision that is on your plate right now. Like what, lessons can sometimes initially be challenges and then turn into gifts. Sometimes they're, more easy lessons. So we're going to just kind of leave it up to this deck and cards to show what this lesson is that you will feel you learned by kind of making this decision, or going through the things that come by making this decision. Oh, I love this. It's time to celebrate. Cultivate an air of celebration today. So just an overwhelming feeling here of like needing to love yourself more. Like you should be celebrated. The things you do should be celebrated. You should really notice people mirroring beautiful things back to you. You should notice the way in which people actually do celebrate you that maybe you don't always pick up on. And you should celebrate yourself, and you should celebrate the small things in your life, and you should celebrate whatever this decision is about. By just making a decision, you should celebrate that. And I think there's a lot you will learn by like honoring yourself, by loving yourself. I think you're going to tap into a lesson about cultivating more joy, about cultivating like a lightness, a lighter touch in life, an easier touch in life, an allowing of receiving in life. And if anything, celebrating your like spot on sense of timing, right? I mean, something is coming here it's like a spot on sense of timing that you've got. And even that in itself is something to be celebrated. So if you don't know what to celebrate, celebrate that. But I think you probably do know a few things you should be celebrating. If not, this is just like celebrate yourself, and use that as like tapping into some power of how to love yourself. Yeah, but definitely a lesson coming through whatever decision this is about, and guidance you're feeling coming through with, around this. It's like something you will learn, even if it takes some time, is like how to celebrate. And time, it's time, and then we have time here, time and celebration. Yeah, okay. Okay, we're going to get some tarot cards to see what other sort of guidance wants to come through for you guys. Whoops, okay, 2 fell. Okay, Emperor in reverse. Ace of Wands. Hanged Man. Oops, let's get 2 more. One flew out. Knight of Pentacles. And 1 more. Knight of Swords. 2 knights coming out at the very end is like, yeah, it really is time, like time to charge forward for sure. Have fun with the eagerness of your mind and the eagerness of possibility in the material realm too. Enjoy a little bit of exuberance. Like even if things don't go perfect with whatever decision you're needing to make or move forward, it's like have some grace for some mistakes that could be made that will have to be fixed later. That's fine. Like don't worry about that too much. And it's like tap into the exuberance of whatever this reading seems to be connecting to for you. Trust that exuberance. It is, when we tap into passion, it can really move things forward in ways that, things need to be moved forward. And in the context of this reading, I get the sense that it will be okay to go back and fix the little, some refinement that might need to be done. But it's like, just tap into some kind of joy here. What's the purity of this decision? Like, why is this a decision that's even coming up, right? There's something pure here. There's something authentic here. So like, you need to remember that and tap into that. And that's the Emperor in reverse. It's like there's something you're disconnected from in terms of like that this is a decision coming from your authenticity and from your heart and passion. And I don't know if there's like fear holding you back right now from really, really charging forward. But you need to trust that you have command of the situation. You have the command capacity you need, but you're not trusting it. Because the Knights came out upright, I do think you are tapped into the exuberance and some excitement, but like it's like you're not trusting yourself. But you need to be trusting the command that you do have. You have what it takes. Whatever that means to you, you have what it takes. Trust it. Ace of Wands is just like power in this new beginning. There's something magnetic about it. Hangman coming out here does temper time just a little bit for me. And I think it has to do with getting your Emperor upright, getting your sense of like trusting your command upright. I think there's some tapping into your heart, moving out of head and back into heart that needs to happen. And then you will feel that timing. You will feel that divine timing when you take the time to get out of your head and into your heart. Timing will turn on, Emperor will turn upright, and you will just, it's like it's instinctual. Your command will be instinctual. Whatever this decision about is magnetic, and just trust yourself to push forward and know that like you can do some refining down the road here. But yeah, I guess there is, and this embracing, it was like brace for something here. And so that had a little pause to it, and the Hanged Man has a little pause to it. So it's like, there are these last little steps you need to do to love yourself better, to appreciate who you are, to tap into the celebration and authenticity and passion, and move into your heart with this and out of your head. Yeah, so, okay, ending. We will get you an affirmation about this decision that is on, your plate, and this one just fell out. Serpentine transformation. My life is transforming at the powerful time and the most, my life is transforming at the perfect time in the most powerful way. Yeah, I mean, I feel that for sure. Like, it's scary. I totally understand why your Emperor is in reverse, why you're holding back a little bit. Transformation, this feels like something big, right? This decision feels like taking on, because of the Emperor being that first card out, it's like taking on something big, taking on something where you have to be the commander. And there's something working inside you to transform into loving and that's giving me more context to the brand, the power and self-love, power of self-love. It's like power of loving the archetype in you of the commander, of the emperor. It's not general self-love. This is like loving your ability to hold power, finding self-love for the archetype that is the commander very specifically. So this decision is, it's going to transform your life. It's big. I get it. So take a minute, take a beat, get back into your heart, connect to your authenticity and passion. Know that you've got this. There's things to celebrate. It's okay to make mistakes. Refinement will happen and can happen. It's all good, right? Okay, that's where I'm going to leave you guys. I hope this resonated. I hope it brought some insight, especially to those who really know what this decision is that's being talked about. But yeah, even if you don't, hopefully it maybe brought up something that you're needing to think about or is giving you insight into something on its way. So yeah, if this resonated, I always appreciate support, likes, shares, subscribes. Those are easy ways to do it. Kind and thoughtful comments are always something I'm grateful for as well. But in general, thank you for being here. That is supportive in itself. So thank you, and good luck with whatever this decision is. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading, where we are going to get you some guidance and insight around a decision needing to be made in your life. You may already have a sense of what this is, but don't worry if you don't. Hopefully this will kind of highlight something you should be thinking about with a decision, or bring some pre-information for a decision that's will be coming your way very soon that needs to be made. Okay, so your first card that was under your stone, it's holding the information of what's at the root of this decision needing to be made. What's under the surface of it all? What is this decision actually about when you strip it down from any sort of layers? And we have second chakra. The energy of the sacral chakra helps us to navigate our lives through our emotion and supports our ability to enjoy the sensual world. All right. So pleasure is coming through. There's something under the surface, at the roots of this decision. There's something about tapping into what feels beautiful, what feels pleasurable to you. Just something about really digging into the beauty of life here is connected to whatever this decision is. Okay, I'm going to try and push this over a little because these cards up top are a little tighter than I thought they would be. Okay, so definitely at the root of this decision lies something about really tapping into beauty, pleasure, sensuality. Okay, we're going to get you a Priestess of Light. Indicating what kind of spiritual guidance is around you to help you with this decision, or things you need to do when you make the decision, whatever makes sense to you. We have Death and Rebirth, darkness to light. Fascinating. Okay. I got a little bit of a flood of information, so I'm just trying to sort through what needs to come forward. For some of you, whatever decision is being highlighted here may be responsible for you reawakening or kind of transmuting something that's been blocking your ability to find pleasure in the 3D realm, find self-worth even for yourself. For others of you, a decision you're making is going to be very transformative in your life. Like you may already be in what feels like a dark night of the soul, or like releasing things that feel difficult to release. And it's just like something's, transforming, transmuting, transcending, whichever of those makes sense to you. This decision could be wrapped up into like a really big, it's like a chapter shift in life. And it takes, that takes a lot of energy to do, to release an old chapter, to even have space and capacity to recognize the new chapter coming in. So either way, whether you're needing a transformation around connecting to a sense of pleasure and sensuality and beauty in life, or whether this is a whole new chapter, and the new chapter is going to be about really connecting to sensuality and beauty, I'll let you guys decide for yourselves. It could be all of the above. But whatever makes sense to you, that's fine. But there is something, either a new chapter that will bring in a chapter of like more sensual energy, more pleasurable energy, or that's something that's reawakening in you, that's going through a big transformation because of a decision being made. Okay, let's get a Sacred Destiny card to see what I actually want more specifically for you guys. I want this Sacred Destiny card to show us something more about what's behind the transformation, what's coming, other than like tapping into a more sensual side of life, or side of yourself, or just chapter in general. Like what's coming with that as well. Fulfillment. Beautiful. I love the peach, also that orangeness of the peach kind of matching the sacral kind of geometric shape here. I am getting this overwhelming sense of like I don't know if your sacral chakra has been closed off, or you've been in a chapter that just hasn't really been about that aspect of life. But something's been dormant there. And whatever decision is coming through, it does feel like this chapter shift, and it's bringing just like a much more fulfilled connection to life. Like a much deeper resonance with understanding your preferences, what you like and don't like, what you want at any given moment and don't want at any given moment, what you enjoy, what you don't enjoy. It's like something's shifting here for you because of a decision you're making, or a decision you're making is taking you into a new chapter, and the things, the environment of that new chapter and what it brings out in you kind of turns this on in a new way. But I feel right now that things might feel hard for you, like letting go of some chapter. I feel like your decision has to do with like letting go of a chapter. But I hope this is bringing you insight and encouragement that like what is on the other side of closing that chapter is like a much more fulfilled, beautiful, pleasurable sense of connecting to yourself and life. A whole transformed sense of being able to touch and feel and experience pleasure and beauty and sensuality. Like, it's very interesting energy here. Like really like I'm feeling a lot of potency, and I think it's like I'm feeling some releases, I think is what I'm feeling. Like the other side isn't the energy I'm feeling right now. It's the releasing something that will get you to this more fulfilled, beauty-oriented, pleasure-oriented place. But I feel like there's some layers that are still needing to be shed to get there, needing to go through metaphoric deaths. Like you're still in a bit of the dark, but yeah, hopefully this is giving you encouragement around decisions you're needing to make right now. And that's interesting, I said decisions, because it does feel like that. Like when you're closing a chapter, like usually there's multiple decisions, right? So like maybe this is pertaining to decisions, not a decision for at least some of you. Okay, let's get an inner child card to get some insight into what kind of lesson is this decision going to plunge you into, which, you know, sometimes lessons can be challenging, sometimes they're beautiful. Even if they're challenging, they usually result in gifts, but we'll just leave it up to the cards of like what kind of lesson that is that's coming through making potentially decisions here. Listen, your inner child has something to say. Okay. Yeah, and this is all about trusting yourself. What kind of like whisperings are you hearing that you may be struggling to trust right now, or might feel hard to trust? Okay, so what I'm feeling is like there are some attachments still to an old chapter, that decisions that might be on your plate to lead you to the new chapter would be hard to make because of those attachments, like needing to let go of certain attachments. And I feel some grasping, but it's like the more you can really listen to the purity inside of you and those little whisperings inside of you, and something really instinctual inside of you, even if it doesn't logically make sense, or even if it brings some fear around letting go of certain things. When you are connecting more authentically to you, better things are going to come in. So I think that's what I'm getting to the heart of, is like, I think there's some things that are, there are attachments that are hard to let go of right now. But if those attachments are creating issues in your life, and you're just fearing letting go because of access, baggage, illusions, whatever it is for you, I'm sure there's 10 other keywords I could throw out there. It's like, if it feels off, it's because it's off. And if you can let go, trust that something better, more authentic is going to take its place. If you can tap into your inner child, it's going to lead you to your right path, to your right opportunities, to your right connections, to your right chapter, to your right whatever. And so this is saying, like, listen to those things that feel hard to listen to, that feel that you know are right, but that feel hard. It's your inner child, and it's having things to say about you staying plugged into what's right for you. And that right for you is bringing something so fulfilling and so much more beautiful than what you might still be kind of grasping onto in this moment of like releases. So trust in the future, trust that there's things coming that you can't even conceive of, and trust in following what feels right and beautiful to you right now. Okay, let's get some tarot cards. Very interesting. I don't always get really like, I don't know, these like deep kind of hard reads. But yeah, that's what came through. I can feel it. Okay, tarot cards. We're going to get any extra messages from Spirit about what's happening with a decision or decisions in your life, and hugely feeling just a closing of a chapter and a new chapter coming in. Yeah, 7 of Swords, Yeah, I mean, without even pulling the other cards, this just totally confirms what I was feeling. What I just said is like, there are some attachments to things right now that just are not serving you. And even if they feel like they could serve you or should be serving you or hold something about your way forward or opportunities or just things that are hard to shut off or break away from, it's like this decision needs to be made. It's not good for you. There are things you're needing to, I think, leave behind that are just not good for you. They're not aligned with who you authentically are. Okay, 8 of Cups, yeah. I mean, that sums it up. Like, it's time to leave some things behind, and you already know. 8 of Cups is always like, you already know. Don't look for something to leave behind. Don't, like, if this isn't resonating with you, bookmark it, save it, and come back in a week, in a month, when you start feeling this, something coming up here. But it's like, you already, I think for the majority of you coming here, you'll know what I'm talking about when I'm saying like there's some attachments you need to leave. I think you're already in process. You're already processing how to do that, at least. And that what you're leaving behind has been sharp and hurtful, actually. Okay. Get a couple more. The Moon and confusing. Oh, you guys. Yeah, you need to trust your intuition and trust that there's so much more beauty meant for you. When I was talking about attachments, I was seeing the Devil card in my head. And I didn't even make the connection that that might come out in the tarot, but I just like it already came out in my mind. And so I was like, that's what I was tapping into, and here it is. Ooh, so much shedding coming off of here. You don't need whatever you're feeling like you should be leaving behind, whatever's caused some hurt, whatever's also felt a little deceitful. It's created confusion, and there are inappropriate attachments. You don't need it. You're going to be so much better off. You don't need it. Woo, you guys. All I can say is by letting go, trusting the purity of what your heart is telling you, what your inner child is telling you, and moving away from something right now, all of that confusion and hurt and will leave, and these weird attachments that have been there, you'll see were just like not real. You didn't need them. And last card, Knight of Cups. Trust your heart. The exuberance of your heart is ready to lead you out of this. There is poetry in your heart. There is grief that you're ready to move in your heart in a poetic, artistic, emotional, beautiful way, and use that charge to move from your heart, to move through your heart and toward your heart, and where your heart leads you is leading you to so much beauty. Yeah. Oh, back of the deck, 2 of Wands, a new gateway is about to present itself. Yep. Trust that exuberance of your heart to move forward. It will help you to move forward. It will help you to detach from weird attachments. It will lead you out of confusion, out of sharpness, toward fulfillment, pleasure, beauty, worth. Yeah, I love it. But I feel it right now. I'm like, I can make sound effects for you right now. What I feel is, the future of where this decision will lead you is like, That makes sense. Sometimes all I have are sounds for things. You know, words, sometimes sounds do more than words do. So, okay, we're going to leave you with an affirmation to end this reading. I'm feeling this one. Divine Temple Crystal Source. I am deeply connected to and an expression of the divine source. I think there's a typo on this card. I'm going to revise it to make it make sense. I am deeply connected to an expression of the divine source of the universe. Yeah, trust your heart, trust the whisperings inside of you, trust the purity inside of you, trust where Spirit is leading you. Spirit is trying to lead you right now in a big power, like the source is the root of your affirmation. It's like you're moving into, like, this chapter is coming whether you make decisions or not. These things from the tarot, the Seven of Swords, that sharpness, that even like maybe even some deceit, the confusion, the needing to walk away from things, the attachments, whether you make the decisions to move past these on your own or not, it's going to happen. Source is sort of like you're moving to a different chapter. And so like either you handle this or it'll be handled in a way that's out of your hands, which isn't always what we want, right? So there is this urge to like, you know, to make some decisions here, to do make decisions so you can have a little bit of say in how things happen in terms of you shutting a chapter and moving on versus those decisions being made for you may not be the way you would have wanted things to happen, right? But you can sit back and do nothing and it's going to happen. Because Source is taking you to something different. Your energy is aligning to something different that is bringing a different chapter in. I just feel like that's confirming that with or without decisions made here, it's happening. But it would be wise for you to make some clear decisions, because then, you just have a little bit more say in how things happen then. Woo, okay. Good luck, you guys. I see so much beauty ahead for you, and leaving so much baggage behind. I can't even. Okay. All right. If this resonated, if this brought some helpful guidance for you, I always appreciate support, likes, shares, subscribes. Always grateful for kind and thoughtful comments as well. Those are always nice to have. But in general, just thank you for being here and letting me read for you. Love doing it. So thanks and good luck with everything. All right, see you guys.